We're here in Newbern, North Carolina at Tryon Palace. Governor Tryon had a special visitor not long ago. That's right, Jamie and Claire Frazier. And during their visit, the governor made a gift to Jamie and Claire, land in the western part of North Carolina. And that's where we're going on this episode of Life in the Carolinas. Outlander has certainly done its job of captivating the hearts and minds of fans from around the world. And the Carolinas are center stage in this romanticized, historic fiction adventure. So, press your kilts, practice your Gaelic, and get ready to step back in time with Beth Pittman and her close-knit group of friends as they welcome fans and new friends from across the country for the Fraser's Ridge Homecoming. There were some things that transpired in your life that kind of changed your life, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I had, about 7 years ago, I had breast cancer. So I'm a breast cancer survivor. So the books became a distraction for me too in a lot of ways. I could dig into those books and read about somebody else and get transformed to that time and that place.
So kind of take your mind off of things you were having to deal with. Have you always had an interest in history?
Not always, but it was when I found Outlander that my history, my quest for finding out the things that were written about in the book just exploded. And especially when I found out that the main characters, Jamie and Claire, come to North Carolina, I was like, oh my gosh. Right. And the things that she wrote about, it just took me on a journey. Every event, the Battle of Alamance, the Moores Creek Bridge, and all the other things that she writes about in the books.
Now, did you travel and go to those places?
I did, I have. I've been to Moores Creek, I've been to Alamance, I've been to Tryon Palace. The places that are mentioned in the books, I've been to those places because now I see them in a completely different light. And my research is kind of, you know, I've researched them now and it's kind of like, wow, this is great. Right. It's like when I go to research these things, I'm finding that what she's writing is really happened.
So it gives you, does it give you a greater appreciation for the founders of our country?
Exactly, it does, because of the things that they had to go through. You know, you don't think about the way that people had to live, and that's what I wanted to show people here at a Fraser's Ridge Homecoming. I kind of wanted to take them back in time. In the book, this Fraser's Ridge is the place that Jamie and Claire, they call home. It's somewhere within about a 10-mile radius of Leatherwood. And they find this perfect spot. Jamie picks it out first. And he says this is it, because it reminded him so much of Scotland. They settled there and they named it Fraser's Ridge.
I would imagine that coming from Scotland is cooler weather,
Much cooler.
And so they probably had days just like we're having now. Beside this stream, of where it's warm, it's comfortable, it sounds nice, but it's warm, it's humid, the gnats are out.
Exactly.
So these very gnats could have landed on Jamie.
Oh yeah, he talks about the wee midges all the time. So definitely, they dealt with it. Yeah, they're the midges.
You've reached out to the community, and you have some first-class educational experiences.
Yes, right? Whippoorwill Academy and Village contacted me, showed me around Whippoorwill, and I just think that's a phenomenal place to be able to experience 18th century life. And they put on a complete day for us. Right. So that was great. And the folks, the people who were attending the event just loved it. We've had presenters and speakers. We've had Carson Saylor from Horn in the West and Hickory Ridge over in Boone, sharing the mountaineer experience from the 18th century. We've had 18th century demonstration on goat soap making and milk and that kind of thing. We had Matthew Tanai, who is a Cherokee Indian from the Koala boundary, which was great. He did some dances and we just had a wonderful time. We had the Greensboro, Scotland country dancers to come. They danced and they also got the audience participating in some of the Scottish dances. So, and then the Over Mountain Men did a wonderful presentation. So it's just been an excellent time.
And some great Celtic music.
Some great Celtic music.
Yeah.
We had Bafford and Bafford, and we've also had Celtic Connection, who has played at Merle Fest. And then we have Dogwood, who is another Celtic band.
So it's just been a jam-packed weekend to bring together some experiences that it's easy to imagine that characters in these books would have experienced.
Exactly.
So for you, really, it's been not only an appreciation for the book, for the series, but for the history of your home state.
That's right, because I have learned there's so many rich historic sites in our state that people like me a few years ago didn't know anything about or what they were about.
Right.
So it's been a great opportunity to share with others what's here in the state of North Carolina.
Tell me about why you're here.
Well, there's this love of Jamie and this obsession with the whole thing.
Right.
I love Outlander. I totally love it. You have no idea. And when I first started watching it, I thought something was wrong with me because of my obsession and stuff.
Right.
But then Beth put something on Facebook, I believe it was, and a blog. And I read it. And it's like, oh, I'm not the only one that's crazy.
We were doing some research on the computer about Outlander, and the Outlander North Carolina group popped up.
Right.
We established emails and phone calls. Mike called in, and we were hooked into the weekend.
Wow. Well, how
Yeah.
did you first discover Outlander? When did this become part of your life?
Actually, my brother told me about the series,
Oh.
and as soon as I watched it, I really, really liked it. I watched it all the way through myself, and then I told Chris about it, and we watched it again together, which is really a great couples movie or show episodes to watch.
Right.
It has lots of adventure, it has everything for both male and female, I think.
Well, folks, we've had a great visit here in Leatherwood and visiting with Beth and all of her friends from around the country. What a wonderful event it's been.
Thank you, Carl, and I really appreciate you being here with us, and you and your team. They've been
Well,
great.
we had a wonderful time, folks. We'll see you next time. Let's go see these other people you're talking about. Dear sweet Lord, is that Bigfoot or Blackfoot or Blackbeard? I don't know.